Hey guys, it's FallenDice, and welcome to episode 17 of FallenDice Plays Better Than BuildCraft. Got a little new waypoint over there. We'll go ahead and take care of that. I was just looking at an idea I have for a future episode, but I want to kind of make it quicker and easier to maneuver from my cabin and my storage area down to here. So on the other side of my storage area, and again, this is not for today, this is definitely for future down the road. But on the other side of my storage, I'm going to put a rapid elevator that goes all the way down to probably about the same level as my cellar. And then, I don't know if you've seen the rapid transit diagonal transit system. But from there, I'm going to put that over to where my portal going to the nether is. So as I find my jungle and mushroom and um, my village, that I know I have a village over there somewhere, but I'll find out exactly where it is. We'll make a portal to that. But once I make my minecart station in the nether, my elevator will take me to the rapid transit, which will take me to my portal, and the portal is up that way a little bit, but I'll have like an underwater passage going, or underground passage going from there over to my cellar. So it'll get me into here, and yeah, that way I won't be running up and down stairs every time I go places. Not that I can't, but I think it's finally time to put in some of those cooler things. So um, don't know exactly when I'll be starting on that, because I definitely have some other projects that I want to do, and I kind of need to find some of those other biomes. So today we are going to do Cactus, and may not finish, but we are definitely going to get a good start on our cellar. So with that, let's go ahead and let's exit out of here, go over to my test world. Let me show you real fast what my plans are, and then we'll kind of try and throw it together real quick here. I want to spend as little time on the cactus so I have more time down in the cellar. And with that, let's get out of here. Alright, so some basic cacti information. um, Cactus grows on sand, doesn't grow on dirt, and it only grows when there's nothing next to it. So I can't plant it here next to the wall, and I can't plant another one next to it. I could plant one in the corner, again not here because of that, and over there, but it does limit us in how many we can put into space. Although by having them destroyed when something's next to it, it does give us the ability to harvest them in a very simple way. The most simple way would be, and by the way, let me show you this real fast. If you take off the top, all it does is take off the top. The bottom stays the same. If you take off a lower level, the one above it does get destroyed and fall off. So again, that's another thing to remember. So the normal way for people to do these is to put a block next to, but one up above it. When the cactus grows up, it detects that there's a block to the next to it, and that part that just grew up will fall off. So the way that is then utilized is something like this, where we'll put a hanging block above and between two of the cactuses. So with this, using two blocks here, we're able to automatically harvest for the cactus. Unfortunately, again, as we said before, we can't put anything between the cactus. So it really does limit us. But there actually is one block that you can put in between them that is going to allow us to make this factory at least twice as efficient, and that is sugarcane. Sugarcane, and I don't know if it's because it's only a partial block or something, but you can indeed plant sugarcane between your cactus. Why is that cool? because it will hold up a block, and we are then able to put another cactus on top of that. So the sand is held up by our sugar cane, and so now we can actually put an entire row of cactuses, which is what we plan on doing in our fourth floor. So how I've got this working is this is 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 wide, which is how far our water will go. So you see each one of these, we put the water at the end, and it comes all the way down and stops, and then a centralized water trough or piping, depending on how big this gets. So when I get up to the floor and kind of more measure it out, we'll find out what'll work better. And we may just maybe take water down to, well, we'll see. But at this point I have a hopper in there right now, and I've already captured a few cactus. But with our setup, we were able to put our one cactus on our first level, with our sugar cane, sand, another cactus, and then I've got this framework of blocks above, so as they grow they will fall off, and that one's there. We have this one here, so there's 3 spaces between each of these rows of blocks, and once we're completed we will actually make our wall will actually be more like this, and it'll, we'll go up like this, because obviously we can't have anything next to that row, and it'll still give us the ability to kind of walk around. That's one thing I like, because I like to be able to get around my creations and not have to swim except where I have to. So if something happens and I need to do a little repair work, I'll have that ability. And then we'll definitely have our centralized collection point. And like I said, if we go with piping, I can make this as long as I want and just put a obsidian pipe at each one of these junctions all the way down, with our regular piping underneath coming this direction. And I may end up doing that. That does seem to be a less complicated, and it keeps everything level, so I can go a lot more. So, but yeah, that is our design. So let's head back to the factory. I'm going to set off my border. Alright, so here is our grid. So we've got 8 going here, 8 going there, and it actually kind of worked out really well. It gives me a 2 block pathway around this entire thing. So our center will be coming down here, and our cactuses will kind of be going up and down. So I'll be able to put like a pretty nice viewing pane on either of these sides, and maybe we'll put in like a lily pad or something, kind of walkway, or we'll figure something out to go down the middle for maybe some kind of entrance or something. And yeah, but that is going to work out really well. So now I got my corners set in where the actual wall is going to be, and instead of having this drop down to this level, water will be at this level here. So our first cactus will be level with this platform here, and then 2 up from there will be the next one, and then we'll have the grid going across to cap them. So I think that's what I'm going to do first, is we'll set up our grid across the top. That way we can see how everything goes, and then I'm going to go down and get me a bit of sand from my quarry. I got stacks and stacks of sugarcane, so we'll grab that, and I'm going to have to go back up to my house. I've got quite a bit of cactus, and if I don't have enough, I still have my cactus farm, my original cactus farm that was just kind of sitting up there. It was a manual farm. But we'll go grab all that stuff, and then we can start planting everything. Alright, so got our framework built here. And the way it worked out is we will definitely have a pathway down the middle to walk on. Last set will be here and here, so it's going to leave us a nice little blank spot that we can use as a walkway to go through. That with my framework done, and I've also think what I'm going to do is I'm probably going to be putting some glowstone up in here, just because I think it'll be a nice way of lighting this up, and it'll fit in with the grid work. So I'm going to go get my supplies, and I will be back, and we'll continue on our building. Alright, well, it looks pretty bright in here now. That definitely lit things up a bit. So we got about almost 3 stacks of cactuses, lots of sand, some dirt. Only thing we'll still need to do is to get our water once we get going here. Oh, I can't even pick that up. Well, I just have to place it on the outside. There we go. Alright, so again, I'm trying to make this a shorter segment of this video so I can do more downstairs. So went over the design, got the basic framework. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to do one row. Well, no, I even showed the single row out there and how it was done. So I'm just going to go ahead. I want to kind of build this. I'll come back in maybe a couple times to show you progress, but and then we'll move on to our cellar. So, all right, see you in a few. All right, so it's a gigantic checkerboard, but we got our first level done. See, I was going to go ahead and start, placing my sugar cane, and of course it wouldn't place because I did not have any water. So, even though I was going to wait till later to do it, and it definitely, adds to the all the wonderful lag, it was required, or it was necessary. So, not only that, but now if anything does drop here while I'm doing this, or while I'm building things, I'll be able to pick up the items in the center. So, anyway, quick brief, here's how it's going, and now back to work. Alright, tips for if you decide to do this yourself. Don't put in the grid until after you're done. Plan on this taking a while, because you're gonna probably want maybe even put like lily pads or something in during. I don't know. This was a pain. The jumping up and down. Do these ones first, and then after that do those. Plan on doing a lot of eating and a lot of healing because you're gonna get hurt. Wow, cramped spaces and cactuses don't work well, but it looks really, really nice. I love how this looks. Now I just have to connect this into there, and I'm thinking I may go down one level so that I can use the obsidian piping. Sorry, and then we'll use directions and stuff like that. But technically, I could go 4, 6. I could go up to this point with water, and then well, we'll see. I'm gonna do some tweaking, or I should say, I like to use that word. I'm gonna play around with this a little bit, see how to do the collection on this, and then I'll be right back. All right, and we are done with the innards. What I ended up doing is went down too low, so you can kind of see some of the redstone from the farm beneath us. And I imagine if you went down, you would see some piping going across the top. But again, it's within the enclosed spaces, so it doesn't bother me as much. At the end of each one of the troughs, we have a obsidian pipe with a directional pipe attached to it, so it funnels everything to the center. You can see we already got some coming down. Once we get to the center and coming from both directions, it takes it towards our drop zone. This is actually working out rather well already. And sends it down to get collected. So, I am going to go ahead now that we got all this taken care of. I'm going to go ahead, put in our walls on the outside, and then we'll head down and see how many we collect. Alright, so we got the exterior done. Got viewing panes on 3 of the sides. I didn't really feel a need to put viewing panes on the back, but lots of nice little views. 4 doors going in, so front and back, and then as well as the 2 sides, just because. And again, you can see there's quite a bit of them kind of catching up, but I think that there's way more that are making it down. In fact, to show that, we'll go ahead downstairs real fast. So as you can see, it's pretty much a steady strain of cactuses going down. We'll head down to our storage real fast here and take a peek at how many have filled up. I do have one last thing to do up there. I got to put in some better lighting, but I will hold off on that till later. But let's see, I think this one was full from ahead of time. Yep, then I turn everything off. So yeah, already a full stack of cactus just from building my wall. And it just keeps on keeps on coming down. So yeah, we're doing good on this. I think we'll definitely have plenty of cactus. Kind of did a little more except for the wood. So anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and we'll go ahead and start clearing down here. I think so. Let me get an idea how I'm gonna do it. I'll probably do like a grid going around the outside, and then I'll just start hitting everything on the middle. Once we get it cleared out, see how low we want to go as far as height. I think I want to be able to have four high on my chests, and then we'll have to run the piping coming down on the extra level, so it'll at least be 5 high, and then come down along the backs. I'll do some testing in the creative world first to see, make sure it works right. So I think I should probably do that right now. So all right, so here we are. Got an experiment. Haven't actually done this yet, so I don't know if it's going to work. So we'll see. We'll see the results together. We got a large chest stuffed full of sand. Then I have 4 chests here. Each one has got all of its box filled up with stone except for one that's got like a room for a couple more sands. All the way down. And let me turn the volume here down. I've got like my sound coming out of actual external speakers, so it's a little bit louder than normal. Alright, and then we got the pipe coming over, going straight down. So theory is that it should fill up the first chest, and after that, when it can't go in there anymore, then it should move its way down till it gets to the bottom, and when that chest is full, continues on and hopefully drops off into this lava pool, which will get rid of all the excess items once it's full. The only thing I'm worried about is feedback coming back up, so we'll kind of see how this works. I may have to put in like a directional pipe, at least at this point, to send it down. I was trying to think of other ways of trying to use directional each one, but I think it would get a little bit out of hand. So let's take a peek. Cross our fingers. Holy cow. And it comes out and just... I don't remember it coming out that much. Jeez. Oh, it's coming out a stack at a time. Okay. I guess I just must not use this very often. That or they changed it. I don't know which other, but that's a lot of it coming out. So we'll watch the back here because it's going to fill up almost instantly. And it... Okay, there's a couple going in there. Alright, so we are full there. And we're full down there. Let's see. We got stuff collecting. I guess it sends a bunch there, and once they're full, the extra ones get stuck on top. But then after that, they don't do it anymore. Okay, well that didn't work. So let's see. Maybe I need to move it over a spot. So let's grab some dirt. There we go. Put that. Put you there. Put you there. All right. Well, no. Yeah, it still burns it. Okay, good. All right. Well, this is a successful experiment. I should be able to look now and see that these are all full. The only issue, of course, is going to be if when it's filling up the last item, apparently if more than one item goes through, the extra one's going to end up on the roof. And then after which that point it'll continue down. It'll tell it that it's full and can't accept anymore. And I'm okay with that. That's only a couple items. But this proof in concept, because I'm basically going to be able to do this all throughout my bottom. I'll have to come up with a nice clever way of putting in walls and areas and stuff like that. But we'll use the pipe coming down, diamond directionals, split off things to specific stacks of chests, so only, only sand will go into one, only wood goes into another. And technically, I could probably run my quarry pipe, if I wanted to, all the way over to there and put it in line with that same thing and start sorting that way. I wouldn't have to keep building them. It's a thought. Or what I may do is just have to use my builder. That's a good idea too. If I use my builder, come up with a new storage room that has like the storage pipes along the walls and stuff like that, has some crucibles inside of it under some stoked fire, so we can basically throw all of our sand, or not all of it, but a lot of our sand in there, and a lot of our cobble, convert it automatically right there in that room into our stone and our glass. That's an interesting idea. I'll have to think about that. And then, when I'm done, tear it down, keep the resources for it, and wherever we move to, just have the builder build us another one. Alright, cool. Well, now it's time to go in and hollow out a ginormous area underneath my factory. Alright, so we got a bit cleared out here. I've got the outside perimeter, and basically it lines up with the walls of the factory, with the exception of back here where I'd already kind of indented in. The waterway is pretty long, and until I have something in place, I'm going to continue to use what we have here. So we're going to continue. I haven't decided what I want for the walls yet. What I'd prefer is if it was already 1.2.4, so I could use some of the different colored planks. And I may end up leaving the walls like this up until they do update, because I really would like to maybe, for down the basement, continue with the wood theme is up there, but use that as a different floor and wall color. I think it'd be kind of cool. So anyway, I'm gonna finish clearing out the roof here, and then I'm gonna do a little what do we call it? Experimenting in my test world to see the best way. The biggest thing I don't want to run into is having too much stuff coming down the pipe and not have it divert the way it's supposed to and end up with stuff in the wrong chests. So I'm gonna kind of play with that and see how many diamond transports of each type I need to prevent it from missing anything. So anyway, I'm gonna go work on that and this, and then I will be back when I'm ready to start building. Alright, so everything's all cleared out, got some lighting involved. Keep trying to show you a teaser glimpse of what I did. So eventually I'm going to put in a lot more shelving. I'll do the walls when I have some better plank choices, so I can do some cool stuff with that. I have my initial chests here from when I was using the hoppers, which are still there. And what I decided to do, instead of having it routed all over this place, and while I will still do that, I think I'm going to run my piping underneath the floor though when I get to that point. But for now, I went with this. So basically, each item in the farm has 4 full chests, and it took me a while to fill up even just 2.5 to 3. So at some point, obviously, it will overfill. The ones I'm most worried about are going to be the hemp and the hemp seeds. So I may end up setting up some kind of lava runoff for once it's done. Although, actually, I'll probably just have to put like a hole too deep. Once it gets full, I can just come in here. And again, that's the thing. The plan for how I'm doing this is that I will manually transfer this stuff over as these fill up. Once this gets too full, I'm going to have more storage here up until the point when I have it all automated. And I can just kind of take it from here and fill them. Although I don't know many things where I'm going to need more than 4 chests worth of stuff. What I could possibly do too is I could just get like an engine, attach it, run some pipe to wherever I want it to. It'll look ugly while I'm using it, and then just flip the switch and let it pump everything over to the next one, and then when it's all full, turn it off and destroy all the piping. I guess I could do that too. But we got signs for everything telling us what it is. I think it looks pretty cool. And again, I'm pretty much going to leave this as is for now because I'm waiting for some better plank options for the walls and the floor. With that said, I think we'll take a few more minutes now. We'll come up here and we'll go ahead and I guess we'll finish our entryway here. So far I've only gotten one comment as far as preference, and it was the sandstone, which I definitely myself liked as well. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to do this in sandstone. I just wanted to record this. I turned all my stuff back on upstairs. I walked down here, and holy cow, that's a lot of hemp that just got done growing. I think all 8 of my pods all came through at once, so that was a lot of hemp. Oh, and the wood, of course, starts popping through too. So this is, I kind of like how this window is now. So now whenever you're walking through and you happen to see, you see all of our nice, cool stuff coming through, collecting down there at the bottom. So far, I've gotten the raceway taken care of. Again, I'm waiting to get some better planks so I can do some cooler stuff down here. I'm currently going through, emptying out my chests, taking stuff downstairs so I can get rid of this whole chest area. Maybe I'll make like a little work area down in the factory cellar, and that way this up here will just kind of be, you can see the goods coming down, and the nice little Zen Garden that we'll be putting in here shortly. So anyway, I just wanted to show that off. It was pretty. I walked in and I definitely got a good laugh out of it. Alrighty, well, throw a bed down here for our spawn. Take a quick. Not all of that was from the normal. I added some stuff in there, but so far everything's filling up. Yep, so that's working good. And all that's left here for this episode is to go upstairs and take a look at what we did. So we'll walk in from out here, and there we are. So our sugarcane is still growing a little bit. We got a couple benches sitting here, a couple big trees in the middle of our pond. Got some nice little lighting underneath from the floor lighting down below. Added some flowers. Got some track lighting going. I think they look pretty cool. Got the little chandelier look of it. But yeah, there is our factory now. We have all of our floors done. Obviously there's still a little bit left to do downstairs in the cellar, but I'm definitely happy as far as where we are right now. We'll definitely change the paneling on the floor here once they get the other colors come out. But that definitely, I think that definitely gives us a good stopping point now for our factory, at least for a while. I did realize that I don't have a mushroom growing operation, and I may look into that at a later point. As that would have to be a top floor thing anyway, because they go by multiple levels. So I may do something like that at the top, right above the feed hole, so that all the ones that come out will go down there. But that's for a later point. I'm definitely happy with what I got right now. So I think we'll wait till later to revisit that. I love watching that. That is definitely cool. It's a nice feature, you know. Watch it as it goes down. So, well, with that, we will call this an episode. Thank you guys for watching. As always, please rate, comment, and subscribe. Give me a like if you enjoyed this. Comment just to say hi, or if you just any questions, comments, or criticisms, I'm open to all. And please subscribe if you haven't already, so you can be notified of my future videos as they happen. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you next time.